7, private number, no message. Bill collecting. We'll try back later. Will he be present? Bill collecting. I'ma keep doing me, keep getting bread till I reach the hereafter. So dead all that bullshit, kill yourself. We call him Casper. Look, game face on blunt tip, lip, roger that, let's take off. Slay me in your media, well done, smothered shrooms ain't one sauce. I eat rappers. Going home to my lady, she got that sapper. Look, killing rappers. Rest in peace to Brother Brazier, I need my pastor. Look, gets dough, I gets it in, I play to win, I does that. Getting bread, just taking it in, you know, living life, I loves that. What you doing, pimp? Bill collecting. What's your hobby, boy? Bill collecting. 10s, 20, 100s in abundance, bitch, I'm bill collecting. See, we ready and we focus. Bill collector. We bout that bread and you know this. Bill collector. Play your beat, boy. Bill collector. Never mind me, Bill collector. I'm a grind G, yeah. Bill collector. Open your eyes and see, okay, let's get it in. See, we ready and we focus. Bill collector.
And now, our feature presentation.
Hustler, one who makes money, real short and real simple. When you respect the game, you respect all that comes with it. Extortion, bank robbery, and hustlers. But gangster is a little bit of all. Those that take it from the ones that make it. And when it came down to making it, Flukey Stokes was that nigga, hands down, or cards up. Just depending on what side of the table you was on.
I don't even know what drugs look like. I never used them or deal them. I don't even drink.
Since the early days of Chicago's gangster history, everything was built with structure. Some would argue that this was instituted by the mafia, notorious, organized, and involved in any and everything that involved money. However, because of nationalities and ethnicities, and surely racial boundaries, a black's earning potential was limited. Limited to petty crimes and drug abuse, encouraged to be subservient with sir, sent off to war only to be killed, injured, or maimed. And while America allowed the migrations of other countries' criminals, blacks sat beneath the tree and on cotton fields and watched. The pictures seen were learned and imitated and instilled flash, fame, and flamboyancy, and also Fluky. Flukey Stokes to be exact. The baddest motherfucker south of Mississippi. Understand Fluky was really a country nigga at heart, raised with principles, values, and integrity of a man. Not a for the time being man, but a man who believed in work, getting it, taking care of your family, and holding your own. That value system seldom seen today. Take for example rapturous names like Lucas, Barnes, Alpo, is what made him different and made him real. Proud to be called hustler, proud to be a father, a leader, and to some, Lord. Drug lord, some might say, but nevertheless honorable. So honorable, in fact, he raised boys who stood amongst men who would fall victim to the pressures of that time. Heroin and cocaine would break the strongest of men, even though they were gangs to influence unity and neighborhood pride of that time. Organizations like Gangster Disciples, the Black Keystone Rangers, the Vice Lords, all black, all strong, but all without Fluky.
I don't even know what drugs look like. I never used them or deal them. I don't even drink.
It takes a hell of a man to look you in the face and say he ain't do it, or does it. Depends on who you ask that question and where you're asking it at. Just try one of America's jails, and every prisoner would say not guilty. For various reasons, they'd likely say a lot. But then they ain't the only ones to say anything. Since the days of Fluky, there would always be two sides. What we would say and what they would say. But which side would you believe?
Willie Flukey Stokes was a chameleon of sorts. To many, he was like a Robin Hood, giving to the poor. To the police, he was nothing more than a drug-dealing gangster who would stop at nothing, even murder, to protect his empire. Flukey Stokes' violent death was consistent with a life full of corruption, dope dealing, and murder. Flukey wanted people to believe his diamonds, cars, and cash came from Lady Luck.
I'm a gambler. I shoot pool, dice.
Maybe in the beginning, but 9 years ago, he traded in his dice and cards for cocaine and heroin. And Willie Flukey Stokes built a drug empire that left nothing to chance. Unit 5 has learned that Flukey's drug empire was making more money than anyone ever imagined. Authorities now believe his empire was grossing $1 million a week. That's more than $50 million a year. Confidential federal drug enforcement documents obtained by Unit 5 reveal how big Flukey's organization was. Flukey was trying to hire hitman James Allen as an enforcer to protect his drug organization. At that time, according to DEA documents, Flukey showed him 22 kilos of heroin worth more than $60 million. That was at just one stash house. Flukey had an endless supply of cocaine and heroin, and he established a drug messenger service consisting of 30 to 50 runners who could deliver his drugs anywhere in the city 24 hours a day. His runners were equipped with beepers like this one on Gordon Battle's attaché case. Unit 5 has learned that Flukey gave his runners only 2 ounces of dope at any time. Flukey limited the amount of dope he had on the street for a number of reasons. First, he could limit his losses if any of his runners got caught by the police, and he could keep better track of his dope supply if he gave everyone the same amount. And finally, he wouldn't give anyone any more dope until they paid for the dope they already sold. Flukey never handled the dope, he handled the money. And this man, Earl Wilson, started giving drug investigators an idea of just how much money Flukey was making and how much dope he was pushing on the streets. Wilson became an undercover operative for the police, and he documented 6 weeks of Flukey's activities. Here at 121 East 47th Street, Flukey set up office and counted his dope money, which was brought to him in gym bags, briefcases, and paper sacks. For example, Unit 5 has learned that on October 23rd, he counted as much as $200,000. On October 28th, he counted $60,000 from just one money runner, and on November 1st, 3 runners gave Flukey money. One of the bags contained $40,000. This man, Big Bill Hill, was Flukey's right-hand man. Pictured here in better days, his fingers were covered with diamonds and his hands stuffed with cash. On October 5th, 1983, he was caught with 134 packets of cocaine and heroin. Until he was put out of business, prosecutors say he alone made $100,000 a week for Flukey's organization.
The money just rolled into Big Bill from the street people, who in turn rolled it into Flukey's pockets.
8-ball side pocket. It's one of the hardest shots a pool player can take, but it was real easy for one to try and paint. The picture being painted on Flukey was one that was anything but poetic, one that defied their own description of Robin Hood. Understand, Flukey was anything but legal, but why? What would make such a principled man lead, as they say, an unscrupulous life? Whatever it was Flukey did, he did well. One thing for sure is he left a legacy of flash and celebrity-type behavior for family and offsprings, as well as for those left to recite his legendary stories.
The street has been relatively quiet since Flukey was murdered, but police say trouble could erupt at any time, because in the drug business, takeovers are generally not friendly. Despite extensive criminal histories, none of these men have been convicted of serious drug offenses. Unit 5 has learned that federal drug agents have been investigating the Flukey drug network for 3 years, and we have also learned that IRS was on the verge of indicting the flamboyant drug dealer for tax evasion at about the time he was killed. I don't think, Carol and Ron, that this is the last we're going to hear of the Flukey drug network.
Flukey, the reason that they didn't change half of these laws or what's going on right now, you know what I'm saying? That's the motherfucker who they start taking your tax, your money, your drug money, as soon as they arrest you. He was buying it right back out, you know what I'm saying? They didn't understand it.
It's the greatest, man, so you got to give it to him. Give it to him, man, because that's the truth. And you heard it, it's real. They laid the game down, they told you what's happening. So accept this starting the day. He was the boss.
All that stuff, that about all that paid and pool shit, like all that shit, that was good shit, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, some folks got killed, plenty of money was made, you know what I'm saying? And it's a big story.
All that, you know, New York shit and all that shit, it's cool for the TV, but it was real down here in Chicago, you know what I'm saying?
Legendary Flukey Stokes house, man. My uncle, you know what I'm I'm saying? A lot of my cousins and shit, they was raised here. Top room right here, this used to be Sabrina and Latrina room. You know what I'm saying? Fluky Jean room used to be in the back. It's not a big place, but you know what I'm saying? Back then, a condo like this down here on the low end, man, where all the motherfucking excitement and shit was at. This was the place to be. Like, man, we had all this shit, all these maidens. We could do no wrong through here. This where the money and the flow was at. You know, Fluke kept a lot of money in there. And believe it or not, Lil Willie used to stay right next door. You know what I'm saying? In this place right here. It used to be green right here, but you know what I'm saying? They did a little something to it. You know, this just, you know, where we came up at, man, all of us.
That's just real life, real talk. You come around here, all these niggas hustlers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you come up and down the strip, you can say whatever you want to about these niggas over here. But all us some hustlers, and that's real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck what they do, how they do it, they get them some money.
Getting money was, is, and always will be in Blacklopedia. The story within the story that says it ain't where you from, it's where you at. And obviously these men, these stories, are all at the same place at one point in their lives. The question is sometimes different, but the answers are always the same. To get it. It's as simple and as corny as that shit they teach in school. To be or not to be. A hell of a question for those who feel they have no choice.
You are now listening to a New Era exclusive.
Hustling, grinding, getting my paper up. 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 I've been hustling, killer. I hear you grinding, pimpin'. Yeah, I've been hustling, killer. I hear you grinding, pimpin'. Yeah, I've been hustling, killer. I hear you grinding, pimpin'. So I've been hustling, grinding, getting my paper up.
Organized crime, my family's the syndicate. Fuck a 9-to-5, street money plus benefits. Started then I finish it, always on some winning shit. Always come new cause these niggas try to mimic shit. End up on the injured list, slugging your meniscus. Boy, I thought I told you get your hands off mama biscuits. Fresh off a bop, yeah I'm riding around and getting it. Couple more years, I'll be worth a couple tickets. Bitches hating vomit when I pass. Feeling like I push your fucking stomach through your ass. Do this rapping shit cause I can, not cause I have to. Gotta listen niggas to kill, don't make me add you. Looking like you sick in the stomach, bitch, when I pass you. Caught a sharp pain in your chest, somebody stabbed you. Niggas shoot shots at the boy, hope that it reach a nigga. Got big shit from the army, knock off a piece of nigga. As of recent, I've been beastin', feasting on these niggas plotting. See you watching, weigh my options, get it fucking, get it poppin', get me bopping through the